The perfect life does not exist. Neither does the perfect relationship, career, body, friends, none of it. It is all a lie. It's all BS. And in this video, I'm going to break down why chasing perfection like this is a trap, but also how to build something that's real and satisfying. So if you're done chasing perfection and want to build something real, let me help you. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment down below. It's not your fault that this has happened, but we seek perfection for many different reasons. Perhaps we came from troubled homes. Perhaps we came from poverty. Perhaps we came from all those things and more. And we strive for the perfect life. We just wanted the perfect family, the perfect career, home, area. We want the ideal, especially through the trauma and pain we were brought up with. Or perhaps we were brought up in a very loving, healthy, happy home, and we want to keep that standard. And we don't want to lower that standard either. But like I've said many times in my videos, for years now actually, perfection does not exist. As a man, there's no such thing as a perfect woman. Certainly no perfect marriage or relationship. Work is work. Business is business, and careers as well. And the perfect body, well, that's a superficial aesthetic thing. Perfect health, you know what I mean. The point I'm trying to make here is it's all about trying to keep up. It's chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing, grafting and grinding, and it's a fantasy sold to keep you chasing. It's a fantasy to find the perfect partner if you're single. A fantasy to find the perfect job or career role, which you'll never find. A fantasy to just find anything to make you feel perfect. And all you end up feeling is like you're never enough, never good enough, and nothing or nobody is ever good enough. If you find yourself sabotaging relationships with people because they're not perfect, you find yourself sabotaging your career, business with the same thing, and you call yourself a perfectionist, then this video is for you. I'm going to debunk the lies, the myths that are keeping you stuck. The standards that are somewhat good but unrealistic. And understand that a real life, without rose-tinted glasses on, without our heads stuck in the sand, without us living in a fancy world, is grounded and satisfying. So, perfection is just comparison in disguise. You think you want the perfect life, but really you're chasing for what looks perfect to other people. Social media, highlight reels, etc. Let me repeat that. You think you want the perfect life, but you're chasing what looks perfect to other people. So, unrealistic standards have been set by others, and this ideal of the perfect life has been set by them as well. I'm 38 now, but when I was in my 20s, I had the ideal of the perfect life. I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to live in a mansion, drive fast cars. I wanted to live in a certain area in London. I wanted to be going out to bars and clubs every week. I wanted to have, the perfect looking family, all of that stuff. And then I realized, who's setting this standard? Is that really me? Or does that sound disgustingly superficial? And it was comparison in disguise. If you grow up where you're constantly consuming content online where women are plastic because of all the surgery, men are flexing constantly, and people are shoving in your face constantly how to look, what to do, where to eat, how to be, it might manipulate you. But it's comparison in disguise. So stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's performances. Build your own standard, not theirs. I went from wanting to live in a mansion to wanting financial freedom. I went from wanting to have a flash car to just having the right car for me and a family. I went from wanting to show off, flex, and go to all these lavish, Instagrammable places, restaurants, bars, etc., to finding more independent places, places where the food is actually good, places where I could just be present and enjoy the moment. It's comparison in disguise, and I'm sure you've heard this many times, so let's drum it in for you. Comparison is the thief of joy. Perfect is a moving target that will ruin your peace. Every time you hit a milestone, that goalpost moves. Let's say you get the body, now you need more money. You get the relationship, now you need to get married. You need to do X, Y, and Z as soon as possible. There's nothing truly sadder than the goalposts moving, and that's how life goes sometimes for some people. They get to school and then they've got to get to college. Get to college and they've got to get a job. Then they've got to progress in their job. Then they've got to get an apartment. Then they've got to date, got to get married, have kids. Then what are you waiting for? Why do you keep changing it? I'm not saying you've got to be, having low standards and enjoying mediocrity, but it's a moving target that never stops. So you hit that milestone. It might have taken a lifetime to get there. Why set another one when you've barely, reaped the fruit of your labors from that? A great example is YouTube. I wanted to hit 50,000 subscribers. I did. Now I'm like, okay, I've got to hit 100,000. I've got to hit 200,000. I've got to keep going and moving and growing. It never ends. When is enough money going to be enough? When is it going to be the time for you to genuinely enjoy your relationship and not rush to the next thing, not just speed through things? When is the body, your health, your look going to be good enough? Choose progress over perfection. You don't need to upgrade your life constantly. Sometimes you just need to live it. It's never always about the next thing. The great analogy here is to stop and smell the roses. If you are a perfectionist, you probably have grinded, worked hard, and got yourself to this predicament. But then you're going to burn yourself out, mentally exhaust and kill yourself by changing those goalposts all the time. Now, the perfect life, in my opinion, doesn't exist. It's a fantasy. It's no happily ever after and you ride off into the sunset with no problems or situations. But a real life, that does exist. So, being aligned with who you are, getting to know who you are, will set you free. And fantasy, chasing perfection, will burn you out, hold you back, and destroy you. Most people nowadays live in a fantasy world, especially narcissists, toxic people, entitled people, selfish people, etc. They are so detached from reality that they've gaslighted themselves and you and others to believe that fantasy exists, that they don't need to be a certain way, that they don't have to plan for the future, that they don't have to make the sacrifice, that everything just magically falls on their lap and is easy. The reality here is, like I said, a real life exists. When we take off our rose-tinted glasses, when we're grounded and rooted in what is real, what is in front of us, what isn't in front of us, etc., only then do we see the truth. And when a human being like you or me finally come to terms with who we really are, and not what society, social media, etc. tells us we are, you're aligned. So focus on meaning, not metrics. A great life is one where you're grounded, honest, and at peace, whilst being perfectly imperfect with flaws. I make mistakes. I'm flawed. I'm, not a perfect person. I don't live a perfect life. But also, nor would I strive to do so. Life has problems as curveballs, ups and downs. I'd rather be the man that knows how to ride the wave of life through those things. rather than instead just crumbling and living in a fantasy world. Now, this is a very important point. Perfection is the fastest way to hate yourself. Because perfection keeps you chasing, criticizing, and never satisfied. The more you demand this perfection, the more you resent who you are. Those goalposts, like I said, keep getting wider. It's a moving target. It doesn't exist. And it's comparison in disguise. On this channel, I strived for perfection in my own way, even though it was certainly not perfect. I made sure I uploaded every day in the past and wrote scripts and, thought that I had to create content in a way that was methodical and quite mechanic. But it made me hate myself and my content. I wasn't looking you in the eye. I wasn't talking to you like this. I wasn't being real with you on a deeper level. And I hated my work. I hated how I was creating videos. I hated how I came across. Then everything changed for me when I got my phone late last year in 2024 and started recording talking head videos like this. Then I upgraded my camera, etc., and never looked back. I no longer hate myself in that sense, but I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that people are able to look at me and not judge me for who I am, but listen to the message and hopefully somehow gain value. So learn to accept your humility. You're allowed to have flaws, but still build a powerful, fulfilled life. Those who are saying they're perfect, are coming across perfect, are insisting you to become perfect, are the most insecure, deceitful, lying, narcissistic people you can meet. They are deeply flawed. And through their insecurity, they show off, they flex, and lecture and insist that you need to do the same. Meanwhile, with that fragile ego inside of them, they hate themselves. Perfection and standards of what people want is individualistic. We all want different things. We have different wants and needs, turn-ons, turn-offs, etc. But the right life is being authentically yourself, being brutally honest to those around you, and those around you doing the same, and showing up every day focusing on meaning. When I come here to record or work with clients, I'm doing so for meaning, to help, and because I enjoy it. When you do something for 5 years as well, it becomes second nature. And in my personal life, it's the same. It's truth, it's honesty. And I still chase things, but I do so at my own pace now. I do so in my own way. And my standards are high but realistic. And my expectations, well, if they're not matched by me, why should I demand that from others? So the perfect life is a lie. But the real life, in the real world, doesn't have to suck. If anything, it could be the most humbling, beautiful, and wonderful experience ever. And here's the other thing. When you live that real life, the success you'll attract, the memories you'll create, and the day-to-day living you'll have will be unbelievably peaceful. So, let go of that image and build something real and honest. If you're done chasing perfection and you want a roadmap and someone to say it as it is and tell you how to do so, let me help you. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment down below. The perfect life is a fantasy sold to keep you chasing and making you feel like you're never enough, when actually in reality, you're more than enough.